Knitting techniques. How to knit the cable cast on. To download a guide with our 5 favorite tips to improve your knitting right now, visit newstitchaday.com/5knittips. For this tutorial, you'll need the following materials: a pair of knitting needles, and a ball of yarn. Special thanks to our sponsor Lion Brand for providing today's yarn. Today we are using their Lion's Pride Woolspun, available exclusively at Michael's Craft Stores and lionbrand.com, in the color Taupe. The cable cast on is a method of beginning your work, and it uses a technique that's very similar to the knitted on cast on if you've done that before, but it creates this really nice sort of braided cabled edge here. Now the advantage of this edge is that it is moderately stretchy, okay, so it's going to be less tight than some of your other cast-ons. It's also a really good cast-on if you are someone who has issues with tight cast-ons, because this one will be, just by the nature of how it's made, less tight. And the other nice thing about this cast-on is that it's very durable, so when you feel the edge you're going to notice that it's got some density to it. So this is great for portions of your fabric that are going to have a lot of wear and tear, like the cuff of a sleeve. So let me show you how we make this cable cast on. So to start a cable cast on, we're going to begin with a slip knot, and we'll place that onto our knitting needle. Then for step 1, or actually step 2 I guess, we're going to insert our needle into this first stitch as if we're going to knit it. And we actually are going to knit it. We'll knit it like so, but instead of transferring the stitch over, we're going to pull out some additional slack, and then for step 2 we will place this onto our knitting needle, our main needle here. Okay, now as you tighten this down for step 3, I want you to put your needle in between these 2 stitches like so. Okay, and we're going to tighten this down. Now for step 4, we're going to work this as if it was a knit stitch. So we'll bring the yarn over the needle and draw the yarn through. For step 5, we'll pull that slack out and we'll place the stitch onto our main needle, just like so. Alright, so we can repeat from step 3, insert our needle and tighten down. Step 4, yarn over and draw through. Draw a slack for step 5 and place that on the knitting needle, and then we can just tighten down again like so. We'll keep doing this. And I really like placing my needle in between the stitches before we tighten down. There's 2 reasons why I like to do that. One, it gets me prepped for the next stitch so it goes a little bit faster. And 2, it allows me to make sure that my stitches are evenly spaced. It's going to make that edge a little bit less tight. So if you have an issue with a tight cast-on row, this is a great way to help mitigate that. One last thing, when you're bringing the stitch through, you may want to bring the yarn over like this, right? So that your needles are facing each other, and you bring the yarn over instead of they're parallel to each other facing the same direction and bringing the yarn through like this. It doesn't really matter which one you choose. It will change the look of your edge slightly, but not significantly. The only thing I would recommend is that you want to have a consistent choice. So always do the same thing whether you decide to go this direction or this direction. Okay, this is going to put just a little tiny twist into the stitch is the biggest difference. But this is how I prefer to do it. Again, it doesn't matter which one you choose, just do the same thing every single time. And that's how we make the cable cast on.
Hey, I'm Johnny Vasquez, founder of New Stitch a Day and your teacher for this tutorial. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to learn from us. If you'd like to see more videos just like this, we produce new content every single day. Hence, New Stitch a Day. You can click the subscribe button so that you don't miss a single stitch. And if you click one of the links to the side here, you can see the previous stitch in our series or the next stitch in our series. And if you click this link, you'll be able to see one of my favorites. And don't forget, you can also download a PDF with the written instructions for this tutorial by clicking or using the URL link that's on the screen. Again, I want to thank you so much for learning with us, and I hope that we've helped make your knitting and crochet skills a little bit better today. Yarn on!